Hi, I want to introduce you to the first workshop. These workshops are available on GitHub and they're normally released about, you know, 3 or 4 days, depends on where your class is in the week. They're usually released earlier in the week. Um, you'll be able to get links to them off Blackboard, and then you'll be able to download them off GitHub. Typically, you download all of them at once, and it comes down as a big zip file. And then every week you download more and more show up. Okay, so this is our very first workshop, and it's going to be graded out of 10. It's worth 1%. You're going to learn the basics of how to write a workshop and how to do a very simple program. So you're going to learn to use Visual Studio, learn to transfer it up to a matrix machine, which is a Unix machine where we do automated marking, and how to use a SFTP client to transfer your code over, and then to do the submission. So the workshop's divided into two parts, an in-home part or an in-lab part and an at-home part. The in-lab, normally we're in the lab, the physical lab, and it's got to be due by the end of the lab. For the online version of the course, it's due within 24 hours of your lab. So by the end of your lab, 24 hours later, that's when it's due. Okay. So you won't get any late penalties within 24 hours. Okay. Yes, put your name on everything so we know who it's from, and you're responsible for backing up your work. If you're doing this on your own computer at home, it's probably okay, but we still recommend that you use a USB key and back up your work. Things get lost, computers crash, stuff happens. It's always good to have a backup. So what you're going to do for the in-lab portion is you are going to write a C program which displays the text in yellow. 3 stars, a space, welcome to C programming, a space, 3 stars. You don't print out the angle brackets, you just print out the stuff that's highlighted in yellow. Now you don't print in yellow, you can only print in one color, so don't worry about the fact it's in yellow. It's in yellow to show you exactly what it is you should be printing. Okay. And that should be on a separate line all by itself, which means you should put a new line at the end of it. You will find that the marking program is a stickler for detail. It wants it character for character absolutely correct. So make sure you get exactly what it says there. Otherwise, you'll be rejected by the submitter program. So it gives you the instructions here on how to set up a new project and put your code in and run it. Once you do that, you're going to use an SSH client like Putty, which if you don't have it, you can download off the internet for free. And you're going to log into the Unix machine. You're going to type things like that. Then you're going to make sure it looks like that. And then if it all works, you're going to try and do the submission. To actually submit it, what you have to do is from the directory in which you place the code, you type squiggle, your prof's name, first name dot last name, /submit, 144w1 / and then you replace this part in gray background, NAA, with whatever your section is. If you don't know your section, then it's going to be available on your Blackboard. If you look at Blackboard, it'll tell you what your section is. Now, for the at-home part, you're going to add stars all around it so it looks like that. So you're going to print an extra 2 lines of stars. You're going to put that in a new program, w1home.c. Now, a lot of people try and add a second program to the same solution, and it says that you've got duplicates. What it's talking about is that you've got 2 mains. You can only have 1 main program per solution. So you can start a new solution and do it that way, which is probably the easiest way to create the second program. Now, you also have a reflection where you're supposed to write 3 to 4 sentences to describe what you learned in completing this workshop. Put it in a document called reflect.txt. This is not a word processing document. It's just a thing built with Notepad or some other plain text editor. You put that in the same directory with ws1 home.c, and then you do a submission like you did before, but this time you say it's your section_home, and that will run your program, and if it's correct, it will accept your submission. So that's it. That is our first workshop, and you get that done and you're well on your way.